We're Ashley and Dan, and for the past 8 months we've been living in our van, Artemis, full-time. We've just made our way into the Colorado Rockies, and we wanted to take a minute while we're here to share with you how we stay warm living winter van life.
You look like a tan blob.
I know, right?
We are currently in Salida, Colorado on BLM land outside of town about 10 minutes. And about 24 hours ago, it looked like a desert.
I was walking around shirtless for a little bit.
And we were enjoying every minute of it.
So while we're here and we got this surprise snowstorm, we wanted to talk a little bit about how we make it through winter van life. Not all vans are set up for 4-season, but we are, kind of. We have our problems.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk a little bit about how we stay warm and how we adapt for winter van life.
Our primary way of staying warm is our Chinese diesel heater. The Chinese diesel heater was already converted into the van, which is great. So fortunately, Dan was able to take the entire heater apart, learn it from the inside out. Now every time we have an issue, he's pretty much on top of it, and we haven't had any issues except elevation.
Yeah, it has 4 different settings that it suggests, at least in the manual. So between 0 to 2,500 feet elevation, 2,500 to 5,000, 5,000 to 7,500, 7,500 to 10,000, you should change the settings of the pump and of the fan. So the speed of the fan and the speed of the pump. But at over 10,000 feet, it says it's not, it's not gonna work, but we've been in 10,000, 12,000.
11,000, yeah, and it's been great.
Loveland Pass was 12,000 feet. It hasn't had a problem.
No. So we've been extremely lucky with that. So basically how a night would go for us, we'd make sure all of our window covers are on, which are amazing. We'll turn up the heater, plus having 2 80-pound dogs doesn't hurt.
The window covers are crazy. You can really feel
The difference.
Yeah, we debated on making our own. She knows how to sew a little bit, so we were watching other YouTube videos and other van lifers that had made their own, and we were like, wow, we could do that. That's not bad. And then I started reading more about like the insulated window covers, and it made sense to me just from the 2 houses that we've remodeled and knowing what a difference like new insulation can make. We can put those window covers on right now, and if you just pull them back in the winter, you feel a 10-degree difference between the inside of the van and your hand up against the window. It's doing a really good job at trapping the heat in the van. And I mean, most nights the coldest that we've been in was -5. -5 it got down to at night. I mean, we were hot. We put the diesel heater up to just like 15 degrees Celsius is usually our go-to, which I don't know off the top of my head what that is, but it's like 60 degrees, I think, Fahrenheit. It just pumps. We usually crack our windows and have the exhaust fan on while the heater's just set to 60 degrees. And like Ashley said, with both dogs in bed with us, which they won't sleep anywhere else.
No, I've tried.
Yeah, Ashley fights for it. I don't. I like having them lay right across the top of us.
I get hot at night. I get very hot.
I'm cozy.
I need the exhaust fan on. I need my window open. I sweat. I get so hot.
The exhaust fan does a really good job. Right as the air is getting pulled in the windows, it just goes over us and comes straight out of the exhaust fan. So when you get up in the middle of the night or in the morning, back in our bed might feel like 40 degrees, 30 degrees, and the front of the van will still feel like 60 degrees because the heat's coming from the front of the van. And as it's getting to the back, it stays in the van pretty well. And it goes over us in bed and out of the exhaust fan, as well as the windows are bringing in the cold air and goes over us and goes out of the exhaust fan. So that's the main way we stay warm at night. When we wake up in the morning, depending on how the day looks, we always take off at least our one picturesque window cover.
The sliding door, yeah.
Yeah, because that's where we're sitting when we work. We get to look out that window, and that's how we get to see all the views. But when it's a little bit sunnier out, we'll take off all the window covers and actually turn off the heater. Here in the West, you have such a higher elevation, it could be 10 to 20 degrees outside. But because the sun is so strong and we're so high up, I mean, it'll keep the van at a toasty 65 degrees just from that greenhouse effect. The windows all start to radiate heat into the van.
And the dogs love it.
And the dogs love laying in the sunlight. They sunbathe. And then our last way to stay warm really is just fire, which we're sitting next to right now.
Yeah, we really don't have, I was very concerned about being out here in the winter in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, with the decrease of elevation. I was scared. And Chinese diesel heater is the cheapest of the heaters, so we're putting a lot of trust into this one thing to keep us warm. And we killed it. It was great. No complaints.
None. We could do winter van life forever. Let us know in the comments if you have any other questions about how we keep the van going in the winter. And as always, like, subscribe, and share this video for more content.
Nice job.
Peace out, Girl Scout.